Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Brock the Collector here, coming back to you with another video. This time, we're going to be going over the Marvel Legends San Diego Comic-Con Marvel Studios 6-inch figure reveals. So we got figures revealed from these four properties, as you see here on the screen, of course. The Loki series, we got some figures from that, which I was not expecting, a welcome surprise. Got some figures announced from the What If series that will be returning for a second season along with Loki next year. And got some figures announced from the She Hulk Attorney at Law series, as well as the upcoming movie Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So I'm going to be walking you guys through some of these reveals and giving you my thoughts on these drones. As you know, the current cycle is the figure gets revealed, do the reveal video. Hopefully, next time I talk about them is when I put them up onto the shelf. So if we take a look here, we got our first figure. This is the He Who Remains figure from the Loki series. So Loki series is what was it? It was the third Disney Plus series, and it was one of the more groundbreaking ones as far as, actually doing something new with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's the series that sort of introduced the multiverse concept as we know it now, because that seems to be the kind of direction that Phase 4 seems to be going into. And we're in it, we're completely in it now, and that Loki series kind of it pushed us forward. It introduced us to variants and all different types of these things and stuff like that. You know what I'm trying to say? And He Who Remains is at the center of it all, at the center of all these universes. And our Loki characters got to meet him in a very, it was a tame finale, but it was also very chilling. It was very eerie. It was a finale in which, like, you kind of, your heart is racing a little bit, even though all they're doing is talking. That's how I felt, at least. And so here we got our He Who Remains, played by Jonathan Majors, with a great likeness. Number one, he comes with his Apple. I don't know if this is the only accessory he's going to come with. These are some very early photos that we're seeing, because this figure is supposed to be releasing in Disney Plus Wave 4, the fourth Disney Plus Wave. But when the Hasbro Marvel Legends team was talking about it, they were saying Disney Plus Wave 2. And I think they're referring to the second Disney Plus Wave of this year. And honestly, considering how that we don't have the Infinity Ultron wave in our hands yet, I don't know if this wave is going to drop this year. Maybe at the end. JC was saying it might drop this year at the very end, but I think more likely next year, because that Infinity Ultron wave took. We still don't got it yet, and I think that was supposed to come out in like April or something. But here's our He Who Remains. He looks good. I love the little apple that he comes with. This is going to look great next to your Loki figures. Single jointed elbows, as you can see, but I don't know if these legs are pinless. They might be reused, but from how I see it right now, they look to be pinless legs, and just great colors on this guy. Magnificent colors. I like the way that this guy looks. Oof, that looks awesome. Keeping through with the Loki theme, we have a very pleasant surprise. I was not expecting this at all. This was what they revealed during their panel, along with He Who Remains. This is a classic Loki from the series. So I just finished rewatching Loki series. I think it was last month, and I fell in love with the series a lot more. Especially, it was just so different. I liked it a lot. And this classic Loki was one of my favorite parts. Even watching it back in 2021, I was just like, "Whoa, bro! I can't believe that they're actually doing this." Because one thing I love about Phase 4 is how they embrace some of the more comic bookiness of these characters in their costume designs, as we've seen so far with a lot of these different films. Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, especially, even Spider-Man. So it's like, I just love how they are embracing the comic bookiness of these designs. And classic Loki is like they just pulled him straight out of a comic book. Richard E. Grant gave a great performance as classic Loki, and fell in love with the character, and especially with his whole backstory and everything. So as you can see here, I think he's 100% new. They even said that his accessories on his hands are completely new, so that looks good, as you can see. I don't think he has butterfly joints, but he does have double jointed pinless elbows and knees. You can see he's a little bit of a more skinnier character, as the classic Loki in the show was portrayed to be. So that's also very nice. And the Richard E. Grant face sculpt, while you can't see it here, it looks fantastic. We will see some of the booth images later on. I put those in here, and you'll see how good that looks. It looks great. Keeping through with the Loki theme, they still got showed off a roleplay item, which was a Loki figure with a Tesseract. This is a Jacketless Loki, as he was seen throughout most of the series. So this is really cool. He got the little sword that I think it was Kid Loki gave him that, lights on fire. I think that was in episode 5 or 6. Maybe it was episode. It was not the Lamentus arc. It was when they were at the place, the end of all time with the monster. What was his name? I forgot. It was something with the A, wasn't it? But so here's Loki right here. So that looks good. That looks good. I love Loki. This seems to be basically kind of like the TVA Loki that we already have, because it does seem to have the same tie, but he does have the harness at the back, and you can seem to attach the sword onto that harness, which looks good. You got a new face here, looking just like Tom Hiddleston. They're getting better and better as time goes on. I like this one. I think that this is the best one that they've done so far. And yeah, that looks good. It just looks like Loki. He always has that little mischievous smirk right there. Looking good. So as you can see him into some different poses right there. Chameleon legs though. That's a bummer. Here we go. So here's him with the Tesseract. This is the same Tesseract that they put into the Red Skull SDCC exclusive box set. I think it was a couple years ago. So that looks good. And he comes with this flaming accessory right here. This figure, unlike the other two figures that we already talked about, the classic Loki and He Who Remains, this figure already went up for pre-order. Went up for pre-order on Saturday at 5 p.m. At most retailers and e-tailers like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon. That's where I pre-ordered mine, and he looks good, man. He looks good. There it is, Tesseract with the class with the Loki figure right there, looking good. Ooh wee! That was a nice surprise. I can't even lie. I like that. So now switching over to What If, we got a Howard the Duck figure revealed. A lot of people are kind of disappointed this one didn't have any articulation in the legs, which is very disappointing because I'd assume that this guy is he's taller than Yoda, at least. I think he is. He's taller than Yoda, and he should be a bit, more articulated than that, at least. The Yoda figures even have articulation at the legs. And this guy is definitely much larger than Rocket, I believe. Rocket does not seem to be this tall, comparing him to the size of the Ant-Man head that he comes with. And Rocket has knee articulation and everything like that. So it's kind of strange that this guy didn't come with that at all. But I mean, as he looks now, he looks good. He does look like a nice what if portrayal of Howard the Duck. I believe that this is from episode 2, the T'Challa Lord episode. But he also does come with an Ant-Man, and this is from episode 5. I think it was the zombies episode. So it's gonna be pretty cool. The Ant-Man, I think the Ant-Man actually comes with with like a shell so that you can put his head onto, which is pretty cool. And that does people are saying that doesn't really look like Paul Rudd, but it does look like Ant-Man from What If, I gotta say, to me at least. But if you ever wanted to change that out, of course you can just pop off that head, I assume, put on a Paul Rudd head, one of the live action ones that we have. We have like two good ones, with probably more on the way from Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Pop that up on there, and you'll have a nice live action looking Paul Rudd on a little head. You know what I'm saying? So that looks good. I like that. And you know what? The figure itself, it looks fine. Yeah, I don't know if you can really call it a figure. It's more of a statue. But it's not like you were going to get Howard into a lot of dynamic poses, anyways. It just would have been nice to have that articulation, if you know what I'm trying to say. But he looks good. I like this right here. You guys know I love my what if figures because that just the whole style and everything super duper appealing to me. I love it, and this Howard the Duck is no exception. It looks super duper good. And finally, they finished unveiling the Infinity Ultron wave after 7 plus months of sort of like waiting and speculation. I believe that the first time that they actually showed figures from that wave, the first few figures that they showed was Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, all the way back in December of last year. And they didn't even put up the wave for pre-order until March because they revealed the Bath Infinity Ultron figure in February, which was awesome, completely awesome. I've been asking for that figure ever since What If. But then it was like, it was like, yo, when is this actually gonna drop? Because they didn't reveal any of the other figures when they put the wave up for pre-order. They put Big Bad Toy Store and Dorkside Toys had the full assortment up for pre-order. But you didn't know what you were gonna get. All you knew is that they were probably gonna be Disney Plus related figures, and of course there was speculation. Later in March, they actually unveiled the Moon Knight figure on the 30th, or was it the 1st of April? And then later that week, or next week, I think it was, the a Mr. Knight figure came out, and that was also said to be in the Disney Plus wave. So then we had 4 figures of the wave revealed. Well, 5 if you count the Build a Figure. But then it was like there's still 3 more left to go. So like, what is this finna be? A lot of people were saying Miss Marvel, of course, and that was around the time that She-Hulk was sort of rumored to be in it as well. So Miss Marvel came around. I think it was actually Sharon Carter came around with the reveal after that at the end of May, which surprised a lot of people, including myself. And then Miss Marvel followed just a few days later. And now a month, almost a month and a half after that, we have the final figure revealed with this She-Hulk. So it looks absolutely amazing. Take a look at that face sculpt. Take a look at that. And the suit and everything, it just looks fire. With these elbows, this is probably going to be the most range we're going to see out of a Marvel Legend, out of a female Marvel Legend with the double jointed pinless elbows. Cause like I can just imagine with how far away the cut is on that, that looks like that's gonna get some great range. This She-Hulk figure, look at that. I always say that a lot of these figures look like you just pluck them straight off of the screen, but this one really does look absolutely amazing. Even the hair, all the different texturing and detail on this hair, just it's magnificent. Look at the eyes too. Ooh wee. There it is. So she comes with the Infinity Ultron leg, the last piece, and that looks great. Look at that in the box. It's probably going to be the last MCU wave we have with the plastic packaging, with the actual plastic window in the box, which I'm actually going to miss. I can't even lie. I mean, I open all my figures, and the cardboard is probably just going to make the boxes easier to throw away, but yeah, it's gonna be sad seeing this go because this really made the Marvel Legends. The packaging was just absolutely fantastic. The product design with the packaging, the shape, and everything. It was magnificent with the art on the sides. You see the figure at the front. It was great, and it was why it probably lasted so long without any severe changes. Of course, there were times where you'd see the Marvel at the top or at the bottom. There was before it used to just say Legends series up here, but you can just see it went through so little evolution in these past 7 or so years, ever since the Infinite, what was it? The Infinite series packaging. So yeah, it's gonna be sad to see this go. But of course, at least we got the Infinity Ultron wave on the last hurrah for that packaging, MCU wise at least, of course. So here are your in-hand shots of all of the figures that we just talked about with the bonus Sharon Carter and Infinity Ultron. Look at how good that looks right there. Definitely my most anticipated figure of the year so far. That looks magnificent. And here we got these two over here. So again, these two are going to be in a Disney Plus, or these three are going to be in a Disney Plus Wave 4, and we don't know when that's going to release. Of course, the rumor lists that popped up at the beginning of the year, that Rectangular shared and everything like that, had this wave slated for October, I think it was. But, it also had the Infinity Ultron wave slated for April release. And of course, there's just been delays and stuff like that. So we don't know if we'll actually see those this year. The team was saying that they're going to come out this year, though. So we'll see about that. Maybe December we're gonna be choking on MCU figures, kind of like how we were last year with the Internals wave dropping, and then you had Spider Man and What If and all these different deluxe and exclusives all popping out at the same time. So we're gonna see how that pans out. But as for now, these Disney Plus figures looking absolutely amazing. These Disney Plus waves are quickly becoming some of my favorite things that Marvel has done, with just their ability to visit all of these different character designs from all over, the shows. Because of course, with the movies, it was kind of like, of course, you got that, of course, that maybe that guaranteed movie wave. Probably get a few movie figures from that wave, but then you really don't know when they're going to revisit that movie again if they don't do like a 2 pack or maybe a deluxe set later on. So with these Disney Plus figures, though, I like the fact that they can just go back anytime that they want, get a figure done, and they can toss that into a new wave with some new figures. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Picture credit, of course, goes to marvelousnews.com for these in-hand images at SDCC. Now, moving on into Marvel Studios, Black Panther Wakanda Forever figures. So that trailer dropped yesterday in Hall H, which was absolutely magnificent trailer. I think one of my favorite ones that they've done for any of these Marvel Studios movies. And it was incredibly moving. But of course, a few weeks before that, I think we saw some concept art leak out for the Wakanda Forever figures, and now we're actually seeing them. So they went through these during a Marvel live stream. It was on the Marvel Entertainment YouTube channel, and they revealed the Wakanda Forever wave, at least most of it. I think this actually might be all of it. I don't know. It might be a six-figure wave. But going through these now, we got Namor here, looking very good. I don't know how to pronounce the actor's name. I think it's Tanakh Herta, something like that. Apologize if I butchered that, but he looks good, man. He looks like a good Namor. I can't even lie. It's growing on me. I wish we get to see a version of him later on with all of like his Atlantean armor and stuff like that. That very colorful like king sort of outfit. I like that. But as this figure looks right now, that looks great. That looks great. I love that. Can't wait to get Namor up onto the shelf. We got another Nakia figure here with, of course, another banging Lupita Nyong'o head sculpt. This, like, they've never failed on Lupita head sculpt so far. I can't even lie. All of them have been good. The Legacy Collection version, the first one that they did back in 2018, and now this one, like they've all looked like her, which is incredible. And I love this costume design. I love this. This looks like something you took Aquaman and you took Black Panther, you mixed them together. That just looks so good. As you can see, she of course got her hula hoop weaponry, which I keep on forgetting to Google the name of up here. But of course, she does have double jointed pinless knees and elbows going all the way around. So that looks absolutely magnificent. And we'll see I'll show you guys some of the booth images at the end. But you can, like, the face up in here, you'll actually be able to see even Lupita, even in that masked face, which I think is absolutely amazing. Moving on, we got Okoye. We got Okoye here. So Okoye is actually, it looks to be mainly new sculpt, double jointed pinless legs and arms. I thought that they were just going to reuse the old version. Maybe they, let me see. No, even the torso appears to be different. Like the main torso, I'm looking at the old version now, and it does not, like, if you look towards like the skirt and everything like that. Yeah, it seems to be new sculpt. Maybe they just kept the. No, all of this seems to be new. Wow, completely new sculpt, 100% new. Maybe the head is reused. I don't know. But that seems to be a lot of new sculpts there. The only thing that seems to be the same may be the head and the weapons here. As you can see, she comes with the same weapons that she did with the old version. So that looks good. I love that. Kind of, I'm not really upset about it actually. It doesn't really hurt me at all, but it would have been nice to see her come with a more movie accurate spear though. This one doesn't really look like the spear that she uses in the movie. Um so it would be nice to have seen that. But just this Okoye figure just alone, it looks absolutely amazing. Double jointed pinless elbows and legs. I still can't get over that. How we're seeing that on female figures nowadays. Like it's so amazing. And they're implementing soft goods with figures too. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be the future. I'm gonna take a look at that. That looks good. Whew, and a very interesting one, another Legacy Collection figure, as you can see from here. This appears to be a Black Panther 2018 version of Everett Ross, a figure which they already did in a two-pack, which I covered in my Black Panther reflection video. But as you can see here, I think that this is a completely new sculpted head, and he does have a repainted jacket and everything like that. Like this is a new suit. Or not a new suited body, but like a repainted suited body. So it's not the exact same as the one that he came out with a couple years ago, which begs the question with this Legacy Collection line. There's a lot of questions that I have. Does that mean that the figure that they have to do has to be a figure that they've already done? Because if it doesn't, that probably means that we could get Legacy Collection figures for other suited characters throughout the Marvel movies that we might not have had. For example, Aldridge, or not Aldridge Killian. I mean, you could count him, but what's his name? Alexander Pierce from Captain America and the Winter Soldier. If they can just make a new face, just repaint one of these chameleon body molds, and shoo, we got a Alexander Pierce right there. Alexander Pierce is low key one of my most wanted MCU figures. I can't even lie. Like, I really do want that Robert Redford figure, and it would just be so easy to do. So we'll see where this Legacy Collection line takes him in the future, but here we go. And he seems to be the sixth figure in this wave with they build a figure piece for Atuma. So this Atuma figure, first of all, the detail looks amazing. That's one thing that the Black Panther figures always have, amazing detail, because the costume design is just so crazy. But there's one thing inaccurate with this one photo is that for some reason he has a brown abdomen. And as you can see here, the figure actually will have that blue sort of abdomen there going along there. And of course, as you can see here in the booth images, the abdomen is blue. So I mean, I think that the abdomen is supposed to be blue. Maybe it's a running change, but we'll see how that goes as time goes on. We'll see which one is truly the more accurate to the film. But they are your booth images for the Wakanda Forever wave. And of course, there are some characters that I've noticed missing from this wave. For example, we don't have a look at, Riri Williams Ironheart. I know that they released a Funko Pop figure, or they showed an image of a Funko Pop figure of Riri Williams, at least her Mark One Ironheart suit. And we also don't have a Shuri figure in her purple garb, her purple uniform, as a basic figure for this wave, or for the Black Panther figures has. So that's strange. Maybe there is one more figure to be revealed from this wave that does not have a Build-A-Figure piece. Because if you read here, I don't think y'all can actually see it in some of the images that I have here. But if you go to marvelousnews.com and check out the booth images, you can see the whole assortment for the Atuma, or at least all of the parts needed to build the Atuma figure. And of course, there is Namor, Nakia, that says, what does that say? Okoye, Hattutsuraze, or yeah, Hattutsuraze, which is one of the Wakandan secret police, I believe, and a figure that's in this wave, a comic figure, as well as a new Black Panther figure on the Vulcan body mold. And of course, the last figure needed to complete Atuma is Everett Ross. So does that mean that there's going to be, could this wave be only a six-figure wave? It could very well be. They've done that before. Only six figures, six unique figures in a case, and they probably just two of them are double packed, which I'd assume out of this case would be the Namor and the Nakia. But if that's not the case, and that there is a seventh figure, maybe that figure is one thing that they want to keep under wraps for now. Maybe it's, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. This might just be a six-figure wave, but I'm sure that they're not going to be done doing figures for this movie after this, because this movie seems to be one of those that they're going to have to do two waves for. I can't even lie. And I already thought that they got their hands full with movie figures for now, because they got to do some figures from Doctor Strange, some figures that people want. They're still trying to complete all that Spider-Man stuff, and they got these deadlines to meet. But as for now, as you can see, there are all of our SDCC revealed. So I believe how many figures we got here revealed that we did not know about? One, two, three, four, five, if you count the Ant-Man head, but I'm not going to for now. Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. So we got 10 MCU reveals for our 6-inch Legends. So that is amazing. Cannot wait for all of these figures. This Black Panther wave is going to go up for pre-order tomorrow, and it's scheduled to drop in October. And the what do you call it? They said that the She-Hulk figure is going to be dropping. The She-Hulk figure is going to be dropping what was it? Fall? And this Disney Plus Wave 2, all they said is sometime in 2022, which I kind of doubt. I personally kind of doubt. I don't know. It doesn't seem that close, considering that they don't even have pre-order dates announced for these. But Hasbro PulseCon is going to be coming out. Hasbro PulseCon is going to be September 30th to October 1st. So Friday and Saturday, I believe, and I'm sure that they're going to be showing some more stuff there. Maybe even some more villains for No Way Home, because I know that people are still waiting on those. But we just got plenty of great Marvel Legends coming out. They even revealed some amazing comic book figures. I can't even lie. Like the comic book collectors, they got it going nice right now, especially with that Spider-Man Anniversary series with that Null figure. That Null figure looks absolutely amazing, man. I'm telling you, I almost pre-ordered it up until I realized that I have nowhere to put it. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Tell me, what are you guys looking forward to out of all these reveals? What are you guys pre-ordering? Are y'all excited for Wakanda Forever like I am? This movie seems to, it's gonna hit, man. It's gonna be deep. I can already tell. But all right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching again. Stay safe out there, and always remember to be the best. Thank you guys for sitting here and chatting with me. Tell me if you watched all the way to the end, because I'm pretty sure this is already a pretty long video. And always remember to be the best. I think I already said that. All right. See y'all later. Ooh wee. Look at that Black Panther wave, baby. Ooh, that is exciting.